Eagles, fly. Boy, you know how we do this. Smitty up the bill, Booby on the wheel. Jalen and AJ think how we put it still. Fight. Eagles, fight. Oh, you know we gon' do that. BG, big player, Bonte, Bradbury, pick 6 in the bag. Or sweaty on the line, flash that with him. Or the Kobe gon' get him, Constant hit him. Or and my dog, big as my lot of switching names up. Should be Philly, got it sold up, bro. Why balls? Boys.
Yo, what's going on? So Swoop Boys, we're back at you with some great content for the head top. Yeah, I'm your host with the most. I'm go by King with my guy, Coach, all the way from. Oh, you in Houston?
No, I'm in OKC still.
OKC, sorry. So, Coach,
I'm in between moves.
Yeah. so sorry. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make sure I was clear. You know what I mean? We already got somebody up in there. Oh, my cousin Jordan. What up, Jordan? Appreciate you, man. He always stopping in. You know what I mean? Cousin,
he got them notifications on, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it. That's cause you know what it is. Oh man, so the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's talk about it. They come out with the victory, 21-20. Coach, tell me, man, what was the things that you looked forward to this? Oh, sorry, there we go. Oh, this preseason game.
Well, unfortunately, we were unable to see Jalen due to the inclement weather out of there. So, smart decision by both coaches for not playing any of the starters. But hey, Cam Jurgens once again. I don't want to say it, but this dude is literally Kelsey 2.0.
Bro. You know, with Cam Jurgens, man, like I don't know what they're gonna do. He's too talented to sit on the bench. He is too talented to sit on the bench, man. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him, particularly. They're gonna put him at guard. Is he gonna have that backup role? You know, depth is always great to have on the offensive line. So yeah, I feel you.
What about you? What you like so far?
I like the young players. Oh, let me first start off. Let's see. Yo, what up? Yep, get the dub. Yes, the first drive was very impressive. It's funny to me, man. Zach Pascal, he's.
When he don't have Taco Bell, he shows up.
That's hilarious. You know, it's funny to me because it's like, yo, man, dude, as a fourth option wide receiver, like this is nice. This is, and you know, we went from a year ago, we went from not really having wide receivers to now the depth is crazy. And like now we're like Jalen Reagor's on a roster bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and they're saying that he's having a nice camp, and I believe he's having a nice camp. But you know, like what are we gonna do here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we gonna do here?
Yeah, we were. I think we're going to hold on to Jalen just because he still have a couple of skill sets I think the coaches like, and they're trying to just hold on to that last thread. But, bro, Boston Scott and then Kenny G, if we have to start the season without Miles Sanders, I do not feel concerned at all as far as the running back position.
I 100% agree with you.
I'm in no rush to add another piece right now.
No,
feel the market out and see what's out there. But yeah, that's what that proved. Because what was it last week? First series straight passing. This series straight running. And yeah, the boys are looking good, especially all backups. So
yeah. With the running back situation that we are in right now is from what I've seen, I know this is a really, 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 really vanilla offense. they were running a wide tight end type of set. So the running backs were attacking the edges. They were, you know, they were even blocking zone. Anybody can run behind this line, these offensive line pieces that we have. So it was very encouraging to see this, man. Like Boston Scott, though, bro, like he, you know, number one, he's a giant killer, and then he'll get an explosive play here and there. So it's always good to see him, man, do something nice. Oh, speaking of a giant killer, shout out to Blue City Empire Sports. Yeah, appreciate you coming on the show. He said, I believe there will be a battle who wins Defensive Rookie of the Year 2022 between Kayvon Thibodeau and Jordan Davis.
I'm no cat, but I got my Rookie of the Year in Detroit.
Hitchison. So you got Hitchison. Okay.
I got Aiden, bro. He's looking good out there.
Okay. Blue City Empire Sports. Yeah, let us know. Let us know about the feedback, bro. My man's saying Aiden Hutchinson is going to win the Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, he made a great impact his first play. I think then he stopped the run, and but he's the only thing they have on that defensive line. You know, they got a couple of young guys. They got a couple of young pieces on that defensive line if you look at it. But as a premier pass rusher, it's just him.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
He's going to move around on the edge. He's not going
to. Oh, yeah, you're going to have to.
So I think he's going to be utilized like how Micah is in Dallas, just as equivalent as far as the defensive end. So because you have to with that skill set.
Right. I mean, hey, man, the 2022-2023 season is a long season. And, you know what I'm saying? And let's just go into our season healthy. That's all I ask for. But I mean, as far as quarterbacks, now you're saying that it was very smart for both of. I think we got JT. I think he just stepped on, but he's blank. So we'll keep on going. As far as you keep on saying that, it was smart on both head coaches to make the decision to sit their starting quarterbacks and put in the backups. Minshew, man, he's just not having a good camp. Man. He's not having a good camp. I'm not a big believer. That Minshew mania, that joint went out the window about a couple of weeks ago for me.
Yeah, a couple of throws to Rager were very short, but then you got passes where he's throwing to Deion Kane in the right spot. So it's one of those. He has his flashes. I'm just not sure why he's not putting it all together. But if worst case scenario, I don't have the issue with him being the backup. He's proved it to us last year against, unfortunately, it was the Jets. But if we need to and Jalen does go down, he can be a game manager, and that's what he needs to be.
Correct. I mean, this is my thing. I think in Philadelphia, the way that Howie, builds his team, having a backup quarterback is is so important. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really important. And from seeing what we had from the 2018 when we made the playoffs, and we had to go in there. I think who was it? Who was our quarterback after Carson got hurt?
You said 2018 playoffs?
It was the 2018 playoffs. We it was 2019. 2019. I'm sorry, 2019.
Isn't it? Wasn't it Josh McCown?
Josh McCown, when he ripped his hamstring off the bone, couldn't really throw, didn't look too good. He put everything out there, and I felt bad for him. You know what I'm saying? Like he put everything out there to get us to where we got to go, but it just wasn't our turn that year. Sadly, but it was just one of those things, man. It was just like, bro, come on. So ever since then, and with Nick winning the Super Bowl for us, ever since then, the backup quarterback position has just been very important. All right, well, okay, we got my man in here. We got Justin. What up?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Got you straight from the grocery store. Wifey sent you to the grocery store. You know what I mean? He's doing the daddy duties.
It started out with going to one store, and then like, you got to go to Sprouts and get this, and then Target. It was like, dad stuff. How's it going?
Yeah, chilling, man. So here talking to Coach Marcus, man. We're just basically just doing a little bit of recap of like what we've seen and what we liked from today's preseason game. Is the Eagles 21, Browns 20, and what'd you think?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Obviously, we didn't play any starters, so I didn't play many. But no, I thought it was, could nitpick a few things on defense. The tackling wasn't great.
Tackling was terrible.
A little bit of concern. You kind of like to see somebody like Davion Taylor play a little better at this point in his career. But they're playing a pretty vanilla scheme, and it's one sample size. You don't want to overreact too much, but for the most part, I thought the offense looked pretty good. Our second team offensive line is a blessing. You really feel like you could go out and play a game with those guys right now. And It's good to see Boston Scott and Gainwell back, somewhat healthy. They've been banged up a little bit. So, and Minshew was Minshew. It's just nice to have a guy that can move the ball, come in, doesn't need a lot of reps, and you feel comfortable that if you needed to win a couple games, he could do that for you.
Even though he almost threw like 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect. I don't know what he was doing on that last one in the end zone on 4th down, but
yeah, he had Jason Huntley. Well,
yeah, I saw he was open.
He was open, but I want to say that was either the safety or the corner was reading Minshew's eyes. Like that's all they were doing. They were just reading his eyes and jumping some of his passes. That was the only thing I was like, but you got to be careful. You got to be careful running the what's it called? I can't
RPO
right now. RPO. I wanted to say something else, but I meant to say RPO.
I just saw like something with Minshew popped on before I got on with you guys, and this is kind of the thing. It's kind of like being a boxer and going to fight some guy you've been sparring with for 2 days in a row. It's like he said they ran that play a few times in practice, and each time they didn't play it that way, and then the guy got a read on it. So they're not calling out their best short yardage and red zone plays here. So, but yeah, that's a bad, I don't know what he was thinking. He still had plenty of time to hold it a bit and try to find somebody else open. But no, I thought he did fine though on the first 2 drives, just moving the team down the field. What about Pascal, man? Every time I watch Pascal play, I just feel so comfortable with him.
That was the first person I picked out. I do want to go with. I want to go down with like the quarterback, running back, and then wide receiver, tight end. I want to go down that line like that. So, you just talked about Minshew, our backup quarterback position. Reed, how'd you think? I mean, besides throwing like 100 miles per hour when he's like 5 feet away from you, that kid needs to learn to get some touch on his ball.
Yeah. Well, you got to at least show you why you hear these reports that they like him and that he's done well in practice, and you see last week, you're like, whoa, what is this? And he's not super young. He's like 25. He's been on a couple of practice squads, I think. I think last year he was with the Dolphins for a bit, maybe preseason. But then you got to see the 60-yard bomb, at least he got to show you a little bit of his arm. But, his pocket management seems, for a guy that's not super mobile, seems a little bit shaky. He's also getting stuck playing with the 3rd string offensive line, and they were bringing a bunch of blitzes. It's like, great, thanks. We already got these guys out here that are projects. I think the number one thing, like last week, I was like, I don't know what this guy's doing. I mean, literally throwing the ball like 105 miles per hour to people 5 yards away from him. But there was a nice back shoulder ball. He linked up with Kane on a few of those. He looked better. It's like, I guess, you want to see a guy, maybe he gets the jitters out. But, he doesn't look like he has a lot of touch and just kind of feel for the short passing game. Gotcha. What did you guys think?
Go ahead, Coach.
I like the deep ball he gave to Devin Allen, but he definitely showed improvement compared to his performance last week.
Hold on, what deep ball? This deep ball?
You thought Chris Carter told the Rookie Symposium once, you always got to have a fall guy in the NFL. So I think Vincent Herzog is your fall guy there.
Well, I don't know who the fall guy is, but Devin Allen, the Olympic hurdler, look at him, celebrates as he.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
So that was a decent deep ball, and I think there was one play where the pocket actually collapsed, and he took off for 13 for first down. So
yeah.
I think with him getting more comfortable in this type of scheme, he could be better.
Preseason.
But as well, like you said, this is the dude. He was literally with a whole new team last year. He's learning the scheme here. I think he's getting more comfortable with it. Like I said, with the rain happening, he got more reps compared to last week.
Yeah.
So he's getting into the rhythm, getting into the groove. But yeah, you can't be throwing 105 mile per hour on a 5-yard speed out or anything like that.
Bro, he's like trying to do a Cam Newton, like, yo, fam, I'm right here. The one where him, I think Brent Kobe was coming off a cross, and Kobe should have caught it. Yes, it was in his hands. But bro, just put a little touch on it.
Yeah,
damn,
but as
son.
a receiver, though, you're thinking like, oh, this should be a nice little tug. Not no
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. Thank you. Bro, I'm right here. You know
100%.
what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
You know,
it's crazy.
You can develop touch sometimes. I mean, some guys never get the feel for it, but it is something you can. I mean, you can't teach somebody how to throw a 60-yard pass like that. You know, that was. I mean, he obviously has a good arm.
He does
You
have a
can't really teach a lot of that at this point, but you can teach a guy to get a little bit of touch. So hopefully he'll just get more comfortable, and hopefully it's just a little bit of the nerves. He obviously played a lot better this week than last week.
Oh, most definitely. All right, so we'll go to the third quarterback. Didn't really showcase that much. He got in for 4 minutes. Carson Strong. He did get robbed. That was a PI, man. That was a PI, bro. He got robbed, man. But yeah, Marcus, go ahead. Elaborate on that a little bit.
Bro, I'm curious to see why Carson's not getting that many reps. Just because if you think about it, this game, it should have been Reed and Carson. I think Minshew is kind of, I won't say solidified the number 2 spot, but he's a safe bet. Let's see what these other 2 guys got to see if they could possibly threaten Minshew. But there has to be something going on in training camp to where these coaches don't have faith in Carson Strong to it has to be more to it.
Or the other thing that I keep thinking is they want to hide him for a year, and they want to find a way to either get him to the practice squad, not put any tape out there, or they're going to come up with the mystery back problems like Mulata had where you get him on the pup. Because, I mean, as bad as Sinet played last week, it's not like you'd be like, oh, we can't put this guy out here because we don't want to play bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't say, well, we're too scared with our third string that we're going to have a guy go out and play bad because, I mean, Sinet was really bad last week. So that's my guess is that they're trying to hide him or he's just way behind and can't line the guys up and call the plays or something. But then why wouldn't you just cut the guy like they did last year with I can't think of the kid's name.
To me, he looks better than Nate Sudfeld, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Sudfeld.
Nate Sudfeld was terrible.
The unstoppable Nate Sudfeld.
Oh, he was terrible. Every time we got in the game, I was like, why is this cat in the game?
What did he throw, 4 picks in the game?
Yeah, he threw 4 picks. I think the only time that I ever actually seen him do good was when they played against
Washington,
the Commanders. He went to the little kid and asked for his ball back. That was the only time I've ever seen that dude actually have a good game. Now he plays for the 49ers. Shout out to Nate Sudfeld. Hopefully he's getting better and he's improving every day. JC, what's up, JC? Minshew was put on the display to be traded. Laugh out loud. Facts. Facts. Dobbs did well. Dobbs did well.
Dobbs was cooking our defense.
Yeah, straight cooking. And then with the terrible tackling that what was going on, he was one of those guys. You know what I mean. He seemed like he was encouraging the young guys. Come on, but Josh Rosen was terrible. Oh my goodness, it is amazing to me.
I was watching the game, and then it was looked like Josh Rosen be coming in. I said, "What the? He's still in the league." I thought he was done.
How many times has he been traded? He's been traded 4 times, 3 times. And he was a high pick. The Arizona Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals picked him, And then they were like, "Hey, he's not the right guy." And it went. And next year, they went with Kyle Murray.
As soon as Kingsbury came to Arizona,
oh, he knew. He
he was like, Josh is gone.
Go ahead, Justin.
No, it's. I mean, the only reason why the guy's getting chances anymore is, I guess, because he was a top 10 pick at one time. But yeah, he just doesn't have it. He's one of those type of guys who just watch him throw routes on air. It probably looks pretty. But it just, you go watch the guy get. I mean, even he's dealing with the same thing that we were just talking about when you're getting in with third stringers, but he just simple passes and stuff. He just doesn't have it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I think Dobbs is going to win their backup job pretty easily.
I mean, so they're going to have. So Deshaun is suspended for 11 games.
What's considered the backup job, though? Because technically, Jacoby's the backup.
After the 11th game, I guess he'll get bumped down.
Hey, let's be honest. That's so cat. That is so cat. Yo, they literally was like, 11 games. 11 games. That means he'll go against his former team. Cat. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. Straight cat, man. Straight cat. Josh Sports, what up, man? What's going on? And then, all right, so let's go into the next position. We'll go into the running backs. All the running backs were impressive to me. They made something out of nothing at times.
Kennedy.
Kennedy, man, he's so.
He disappointed me, man. I'm an upset father.
Yeah, me. That's what I was about to say. I felt like an upset father, man, like disappointed father. Just like, yeah, the boy can't get right. Boston Scott was that dude. Like, it's never. He never lets you down. Yeah, he's always that guy. Gainwell had a great. I love the way he runs. After that, what was it, Huntley? I like Huntley. There's sometimes where Huntley gets on my nerves where he doesn't know where direction he wants to go. Either he wants to run between the tackles or he wants to bounce the outside. I can tell he is.
Yeah, his vision's not the best.
Yeah, his vision is not good. His vision is not good. So that's the one.
He's obviously fast and
fast.
Sometimes those things aren't blocked up well, and he's not the type of guy that's going to break a lot of tackles.
And it just depends.
There's times where he'll take a sweep or he'll try to run like a stretch out, and there's a point of no return where you just got to dive forward and get some yards or cut it at some point, and he'll just ride them all the way out of bounds. And those are just things that you can't do because you can't get into second and 13s and second and 14s because you just lost 4 yards. So, but I think obviously he's fast and he's got some burst, and I think he can actually catch the ball out of the backfield. They don't really use him that much that way, but I have a feeling he's going to end up on the practice squad again, and I guess it's just kind of an insurance policy. But it's like at some point when you carry these guys a couple years on the practice squad and you don't feel real comfortable bringing them up ever, unless you just want them for scout team and whatever. What's the point of holding on to these guys year after year? But
right.
Do you think he has a chance to make the team as a kick returner and a fourth running back?
Go ahead, Coach.
Kick return. Has he even taken any returns this preseason?
I haven't really seen.
It's been mostly Covey, and then who was the other dude that came in?
Huntley did take one. He had a good return last week, and I think he took one today, but I don't think there was anything there. But he definitely got a good return. He had like a 30-some yard return last week. So I think they're just mixing all those guys in. It's hard to tell who's been the number one on the depth chart.
I think they're going to really go with a running back by committee, though. Miles Sanders should be the premier back, but you have to stay healthy for that. So until then,
but my question is this to both of you guys: do you feel that in this? I feel like we can run the ball without Miles.
Without
what about you, Jay? Yeah, I think this offense will run.
Yeah.
I think this offense will run smooth. I mean, yes, he's our best all-around running back. He's the best one in the staple, right? Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But with our offensive line, the way they can scheme in the way, you gotta give credit to our offensive coordinator,
Shane.
The zone running, it just works with us, and with with the help of our line coach, it just works. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
obviously we put a lot of resources, draft capital, and free agents.
Yeah.
Hold
up, my bad. We got Positive Philly in the house. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, y'all? How are y'all doing? I just want to say, you guys are. I love your guys' podcast, and I'm honored to be a part of your guys' network now. So if you guys,
for sure, yeah, for sure.
You guys don't know, I'm the newest member of Hardcore Sports Network. So I just got done doing my introductions show. So I'm honored, and y'all are a great group of guys for sure. But the Birds today, man, we got our first win of the preseason. I know it's not the regular season, but they still got to win. And let me tell y'all, player I'm most excited to see this year, and I'm going to have my eye on all season, Jordan frickin' Davis, man. That dude's a monster. He's a beast. And Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, all the quarterbacks we play this year. Kirk Cousins, he's a mediocre quarterback. They better watch out. They really better watch out because that kid is going to be all over them if they don't, get that ball out of the pocket fast. If they don't,
we already got Positive Philly in the building, man. Positive Philly in the building. Usually this is Negadelphia right now, but we got Positive Philly in the building.
Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. There's nothing bad, nothing negative to say about this Birds team this year. I mean, if we're trash the second half of the season, I'm positive, but I'm gonna give it to you straight off too. Like if we're bad, I'm gonna be the first one to say it.
I got you.
I'm not impressed with this team, but I don't see nothing bad about this team this year. I really don't.
Okay, all right. Say it with your chest.
I hope to see you this year out at 4th and John. You gonna be out there?
Oh, yo, I'm always home. I'm actually going home. Me and my boy JC, we're going home. We're going to the Eagles and the Vikings game. So we'll be there, and then I'll be there for the Eagles Dallas, and then I'm going to Houston. Hang out with Coach. My little bro. That's my little bro. And also, definitely want to say this: happy belated birthday to Coach Marcus, aka Air Force Kid 28. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to put him on blast on the last podcast because he said, "Oh, don't say that." Now I'm gonna get his ass on this one.
Yeah,
but we definitely gotta get back on there. But as you're talking about the punt returning positions, I mean, there's a way that he can make this team, but he needs
Rager is going to be the punt returner. He's not doing anything else but punt returner.
Hold on. But he needs to make sure, like, hey, we can be able to make, he's got to make some moves. We'll see though. I don't think he makes this team though. I don't think
we're talking about
Huntley. We're talking about Huntley. I don't think Huntley makes this team. I'm sorry.
So they were okay last year. They
Miles
might make the practice squad. But
so you're saying Miles, Boston, Gainwell. Who's that for? I don't think it's Kennedy Brooks. As a disappointed father.
The thing is, you Huntley, Scott, and Gainwell are the exact same running back as far as like built and skill set. You need that guaranteed back that can be like 4th down or 4th and 1. Or goal line, a bruiser, something like that. I think they're showcasing probably Huntley, and they might try and. This is me speculating, but I think they could probably ship him off somewhere, or at least there's a bruiser out there we can pick up. I've heard some theories out there that I'm gonna look into.
I've heard several too. But this is my question to JT. This is my question. So if you're not, I don't even know how can I put this together. Would you go out and get another running back, or would you just stay how the running back room is right now?
Me personally, I'd go get another big back, and it could be I'm not going to say it has to be Jordan Howard, but it'd be somebody like that. Just because I think at any time, if there were some injuries they've got a lot more options of what they could do this year with the offense. They don't have to be as one-dimensional as they were at some points last year. But let's just say, God forbid, A.J. Brown goes down for a couple weeks. Jalen gets banged up a little bit and rolls his ankle. you always know as long as the offensive line is healthy that you can just ram the ball down teams' throats and you can get by against some of the average defenses or even some of the good defenses that don't have the personnel like a Vita Bay or, something like that. So I think when you saw the last couple of years, we did it in 2019 where we needed to reset things. We fell behind and we just used Jordan Howard as a catalyst. When you've got a big physical offensive line, getting a big physical back, it's just a lot of teams in the NFL that don't have defenses that can handle it. So I don't think it's a way that you win the Super Bowl is just to rely on having this big power game. But I think that it's an element that is like a no-brainer to have when it's not that hard to pick up a guy like that. What do you guys think?
All right, Positive Philly. Let me get on the mic, man. Bless the mic.
Yeah, before I actually got to head out soon here in a minute, but I just want to. There's a lot of speculations out there. People saying we're going to get Kareem on, and all this, all that. I don't want Kareem on. Let me tell you who I want, and I know a lot of Green Bay Packers fans are going to be mad at me for this one, but I want to bring in AJ Dillon. AJ Dillon to Philadelphia. That man seems like he has some great talent on and off the field. He seems like one of the nicest, genuine dudes. Like, and I like that. I like those kind of people in Philadelphia. I really do.
So my question to you is, what would you give up to the Packers to get AJ Dillon?
I'd give up Jalen Reagor, Andre Dillard, and maybe if they want to throw in a second round pick in there.
You're gonna give up all that for a running back?
I mean, maybe not the pick, but I mean, what have Andre Dillard and Jalen Reagor done for this team?
Yeah, but I can get Dillard for a better return from another team.
Yeah.
Same thing with Reagor.
And you got to start thinking about comp picks, possibly, even depending on what we're going to do in free agency next year. Because you may be able to get a third or a fourth for him just to let him walk.
Because isn't it Tuesday they got to start making cuts? And then go down to, what is it, 75 or 60 something?
It's not beer.
80,
it's not beer.
I think it goes 80. Or I don't know. It's actually a good question. I'm not
they should be starting to make cuts Tuesday. So depending on who gets cut from these teams, Philly might look from there and be like, hey, let's come on and you're going to play in this next preseason game and kind of get some looks from there.
All right, I'm gonna throw one more name in there. I'm gonna throw one more name in there, and then you tell me if I sound crazy or not. David Johnson.
Who's he?
Who's David Johnson? You talking about from the Texans?
Duke?
Well, I think he's a free agent. He's a free agent.
You mean Duke?
But how old is he though? What is he like? 28,
David Johnson.
29?
He's like 28, 29. He had a great career with the Cardinals. He got traded for
challenge
Hopkins,
though is that most of his game has been explosiveness.
That's my bad. I couldn't put a face to the dude.
Yeah, that trade was insane. But I don't even know where to start there. That's a crazy.
That's why O'Brien got fired.
He wouldn't be the starting back though. So coming off a couple of carries or something like that, I can see that because what was David Johnson's main issue? His injuries.
Staying healthy.
Yeah.
That's why Arizona had to bring on Drake for a minute, and
they brought on Drake, and then he ended up going to the Raiders.
Chase Edmonds.
Yeah,
he's in Miami.
Yeah,
who's now in Miami? Yeah, those are all gone.
Man, they went through a running back. They went through a lot of running backs.
You don't need running backs if you got one at QB.
But hey, guys, I actually got to head out. I got to go eat dinner. If y'all have not subscribed to Swoop Boys, make sure y'all do. Y'all are missing out. These are two great guys right up here.
I appreciate it.
Ken, especially. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Y'all can find me Positive Productions, and let's go Birds. Peace out.
Let's go Birds. Yo, tell your pops I said what up. Tell pops I said what up.
I will.
For sure. All right, one. All right, so Richie make a team is not sacking.
Back in the box shit. Oh, not
stacking.
Okay.
It says sacking. I was confused right there.
I had to decipher that for a minute.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and then he fixed it. He fixed it with Asher.
Yeah.
Yo, I mean, it's
teams aren't going to stack the box for Gainwell because he can go and line up at wide.
Wide. I was about to say that.
His versatility is there, and I think that opens up the offense a little bit more.
Happy birthday!
Teams are going to have to make a lot of different decisions this year with what you do with A.J. Brown and Devontae on the outside because both of them are really dangerous to leave one-on-one on the outside by themselves. So, it's not going to be as easy to stack the box.
Carl's talking about, oh boy, I said in the group chat. Deontay Johnson.
Oh, Deontay Johnson.
I just don't see.
Yeah, I don't see that. And this whole Kareem Hunt thing, I just don't see that either. What was another?
Cleveland is going to be a running back by committee. That's their 1-2. But Dearness Johnson, that's his name. Dearness Johnson.
He's nice.
I think they might be willing to for the right price. They might be willing to because he is their 3-back.
Yeah.
And in the running back from Minnesota. What's the running back from Minnesota?
Madison.
Yes.
I've been hearing about him.
I've been hearing about him. His contract is up at the end of the year. So
yeah, but then you still got questions about like Josh Jacobs now. That whole deal.
Really?
Because you remember there was a rumor.
Yes. I remember you. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
So you still got that other stuff out there. So this is going to be super. We're in purgatory as far as like knowing exactly what's going to happen with the official 53, especially in the running back room.
I think they're going to go with the 3 backs, honestly, but I could be wrong. I have no inside information on it, but
go 3 backs and go with 6 wide receivers,
and put.
I can see that.
I think they'll put those guys on the practice squad
because your receivers are going to be AJ, Devontae, Pascal, Quez. They're going to keep Rager,
yeah.
And then
I like Kane.
And then that's going to be the question: who you keep?
Kane, I like Kane, bro. Y'all comment. Y'all comment below if y'all think it's between Rager, Kane. Comment below.
Everybody's going to talk emotions and go Kane, but statistically, what they're going to do, they're going to hold on. Rager has more value on the roster than letting him go for free.
Yeah,
you can find something in the 6th or the 7th.
And you could probably put Kane on the practice squad and have him if you want to bring him up at any time anyways.
This is my thing.
The reality. If you cut Deion Kane, he's probably going to clear waivers, and you're going to
exactly. You think so? You think he'll clear waivers?
Yeah.
Hasn't he been a practice squad most of his career though? He was on the Ravens practice squad, and that's how we got him.
No. We got him. He was with Nick Sirianni. He's Nick Sirianni's guy.
He was with Colts. He was with the Steelers. Mm-hmm. He was with the Ravens. He's been cut a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And the guy looks like he could play, and sometimes these guys sneak through the cracks, but there's just a good chance he clears waivers and ends up on the practice squad. We tend to look at our games and get kind of fired up because we've been wide receiver depleted for a while, and we see a guy catch a back shoulder ball. And we're like, oh my God, somebody can actually do that, But it's the rest of the league has receivers. The teams have 5-6 guys that can do this stuff.
Rager's not making this.
The guy looks like he can play.
Hey, but Greg Ward has been quiet this preseason.
Greg Ward is not making his team.
He's been hurt the whole.
He's been hurt with a toe.
So you can put him on the pup list.
Yeah,
you probably pup him and kick the can down the road, and then see if you need him at some point. Because the one thing you know about Greg Ward is that he could show up and be dependable. He is what he is from a skill set standpoint and a talent standpoint, but he, if you got stuck and you had to use him, he's at least a dependable guy. He's a good team.
Reliable hands.
Quick question. JC Sports is saying Rager is the 4th, Pascal's the 5th?
Nah,
you bugging out.
Hold on though. But think about it. If we look at the Jets game, Pascal was out though with that stomach bug.
Bro.
Well, Pascal played, but Devontae Smith was out, so Rager started.
That's why Rager was in. And then Rager got more reps over Pascal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Rager's not better than Pascal.
Pascal's a bigger receiver, but Rager has a skill set if he actually use it. you can do more with Rager's skill set. But Pascal is a big body receiver. You can, like, he's catched everything in the middle.
Yeah.
So
he's not. You know, like we all play football in high school. You know, those are one of those guys. He's not afraid to put his face in the fan. You know what I mean? He's not going to flinch. He's going to catch the rock, and he's going to go and get hit. You know what I mean? And for fourth option wide receiver, look at his stats. Look how many touchdowns he has in the red zone. He's a red zone threat. He is J-Jaw.
Don't say that.
He's
he
was supposed to be J-Jaw. He's supposed to be J. You know what I'm saying?
But J-Jaw is supposed to be DK.
I think what I would say.
Oh, who said that?
He could do the blocking stuff, the gritty work, and he also can run routes and catch the ball.
No. Hold up.
Hey, but that does bring it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Our tight ends got to do better with this blocking because I low-key miss that about J-Jaw.
But there's a difference, though. You gotta stop saying that name, man. First of all, J-Jaw can only block DBs. He can't block linebackers. We've seen that. He was getting tossed like a little rad dog when he got down to that line, especially when they was doing the wide set formations. But you got to catch the ball. You can't just go in as a wide receiver. Tight end
You can only catch it on the West Coast, man. You saw it. He was only with Seattle for what? 2 practices and go catch it. He caught a contested catch in Seattle as a Seahawk. Like, bro.
Just see, he basically caught a touchdown and then dropped it when he fell to the ground. It's like, it was actually a nice catch until he got to the ground and he dropped it.
My thing is this with him. We already won that trade. We already won that trade.
Amadi?
Yeah, we already won that trade. Did you see? He had some good hits in this. You know, he was because you think about it, you're like, okay, we got J-Jaw. We all thought we probably get a bubblegum machine and a washer machine for J-Jaw. We actually got somebody in return for him. You know what I'm saying? So,
but he's playing catch up and he's fighting for a roster spot as well.
Yeah.
Why would you trade Pascal?
Oh, sorry.
Well, I think the thing with Rager, I think we get caught up a lot of times with the numbers we put on these guys, like who's your number 3, your number 4, your number 5. But I think the reality is they have different skill sets. So game plan wise, you could do different things with Pascal. You could do different things with Quez. You could do different things with Rager. I mean, you could do, so they'll all get packages. They'll all have plays. But I think Pascal has a lot more physicality, and he can play in the red zone. I also like the idea. I mean, if you're going to run a bubble screen to Quez, I'd want a guy like Pascal blocking it. You know, or if you're going to run it to if you're going to run it to Brown, Pascal, or vice versa, or whatever. You know, there's just a lot you can do with him.
Something that's clicking with Rager over your 3 in the league. Just sit back and watch. CJ, I love your confidence in Rager, but I just don't see it. I know he's been having a good summer. He's been having a good camp.
No distractions, minus the one
no
Twitter
distractions. Deal. Exactly. So, and his pops ain't out there trying to bully Philly sports fans. So, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I get it. All right, so we got a guest coming up. Awesomeness Sports.
Oh, what's up?
What's going on?
Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. Washington Commanders.
Go to the Commanders always, bro.
Y'all need to get rid of them jerseys. They was hurting my eyes in that Kansas City game yesterday.
Well, hey, I mean, it's your opinion. I mean, hey, my team's my team. A lot of people love it. A lot of people rock with it. So, hey.
Was you happy? Was you happy about your performance yesterday? Your team's performance yesterday?
No, the defense was horrible. I hate it. Offense was pretty good, but still needs a little work. But they got it. I'm not worried. They lost yesterday into the Panthers. Now the Ravens. So it's like Anything can happen, so we'll see.
And Antonio Gibson still looked good. That was my
Mhm.
fantasy dude last year, but he
Yo,
just never stayed healthy.
my
When
thing
he
is this:
plays, he give me points, but then when he's
Robinson the third is going to be a problem.
Mhm.
He is going to be a problem.
Oh
The
yeah.
way he can run the ball, I like the way he run. Like he can, like he's nice. He's nice. So that's one guy I was like, okay, I can see a spark. Dotson, hey, okay, I see y'all. I'm not too sure about Wentz. I'm just not too sure about Wentz. Wentz can he's like the pig with lipstick. He looks good, and then man, he can bamboozle you. He can bamboozle you.
but Heineke
JT,
didn't
what
look.
you think about Wentz? What do you think about Wentz in a Commander's jersey?
I mean, he looks good. I'm not gonna lie. He looks really good.
All right. Well,
I'm,
she's with her team, and she said, "Hey, we're good."
mm-hmm. We'll just see during regular season. That's all.
And are you part of Hardcore Sports, or are you just on your own doing your own thing?
Do my own thing. It's called. I did have a wrestling podcast. I did that Monday. Well, usually Fridays, Mondays, just off and on. But usually Fridays, I do Friday night SmackDown, and usually I try to do my own podcast. But I might add some people that knows that, and we'll see.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to playing you this year. We have to get you back on and talk a little bit of SmackDown. Towards your Commanders versus our Birds. We
Oh
appreciate
yeah.
you joining up.
Mhm.
All right. Well, you have a good one. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye.
All right. So we always got Commander fans jumping on the Swoop Boys. They just love, you know what I'm saying? It's all good though. We like the engagement. It's all good.
I didn't know they
All
had
right.
any.
JC said we didn't see the Nelson Aguilar look. Didn't see the Nelson Aguilar look. He did without him.
Yeah,
This
because
okay.
Alshon
Okay.
and Torrey was the 1 and 2.
Thank you. I was about to say that.
Tim knows that I was always big on Rager. Like I actually liked him coming out.
Listen.
I like Jefferson.
He even has his jersey. He even has Jalen Rager's jersey.
I bought it right after the draft. I was like, I'm going to rock it, man. But
Damn.
I'm at the point now where I can't really defend the way he's played. I think most of it's mental. I think he does have talent. But on the same hand, I'm going to rock with him. If he's on the team, I'm going to root for him. I don't really enjoy just beating down these guys more. And I get it. Like, a lot of people are just done with it. But, we didn't draft Justin Jefferson. He's not on our team. He's not going to ever be on this team probably. I'm just over it. I'm ready to move on. I got great wide receiver room now, and if he does something good, if not, oh well, we don't need him to.
Well,
That's
it's
how
not
I'm
just
at least.
a great wide receiver.
Hold up. We got a special guest. My guy, all the way from CJ Sports Talk. My man, CJ.
Yo, what's up?
JC. I apologize.
Yo,
JC
what is good,
Sports.
man?
I'm sorry.
Is good? What's up, man? What's up?
What's
What's
going
up?
Good, man. What's up with you?
Yo, I got tired of saying messages. Look, hey, the only reason why I don't want to give up on Rager so soon, man. Look, I'm telling you, this kid has something I'm telling you, year 3 is going to be special for him. I feel it. I mean, you could see it even today. He's diving for balls that's thrown underneath. I mean, he can only do what he can.
Yeah.
Why do we hate Rager so much? Is because we attach him to Justin Jefferson. Nobody told the Eagles to pick him first. Nobody did. If he was picked, in the 3rd round, would we not want to give him a chance a little bit? You saw flashes last year, I believe, against the Detroit Lions when he scored a touchdown, right? At the end of the round. Yeah, the Falcons game. And so we've seen flashes. I mean, but I think this year, especially during training camp, he knows for a fact this is it for him. He said, I want to be here. I never heard him say that before. I'm fighting to get a spot. I never heard him say that before. So I mean, mentally he's different.
The writing is on the wall, though, Jay. Like, don't you think the writing is on the wall for him? Like I mean, and you don't think the writing is on the wall for him to say something like that? No.
Well, look. But the thing is, has he ever said something like, regardless if the right is on the wall or not? But he's been balling out in training camp. I don't know. I mean, like, who said that he's having a bad camp? He's having a pretty good training camp.
I totally understand. I said it several times. He's having a good camp, and his demeanor, the way he is going about his business, it looks like he's maturing. He's improving on day-to-day technique, all that.
Yeah.
But my thing is about him is, does he know that if he does better, that he is going to be a valuable asset to be traded, or does he really want to be in Philadelphia?
I think either way, it doesn't matter to me. As long as he goes out and start playing like the way he mentally feels right now, I'm good with it, because hey, he could go from being on trading block to like, oh man, we gotta keep a Rager. Like, honest truth, imagine if Rager have a good season. We got AJ Brown, Smith, and Rager. All three of them could easily be a number one if he goes out and prove, the type of player that that the Eagles drafted him to be. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. But it's hard to find a team with, 3, or 2.5 number ones or 3 number one anywhere. If he goes out and do his thing this year, and I really feel like that he's mentally in a whole different place than last year, especially, when his best friend died this year, and he's still mentally there compared to last year when someone close to him died. Like, he mentally checked out, like, everywhere. You know what I mean? So I'm just glad that mentally he's different.
So Boston official, Rager is number 3 at best. If he wants a spot here, he needs to step up and become the wide receiver he was supposed to be. Yeah, I think he has a glimpse to be the wide receiver he's supposed to be, and this is coming from a Pats fan.
I agree.
Respect.
I'll take that.
I get it. And I'm not one of them fans that's like, oh, he like I say, yes, there's times where I get frustrated with Rager, and I'm like, the kid stinks. But I just think a different destination would benefit him. You know what I mean? And that's just me saying, like, looking at somebody, you know what I mean? Looking out for somebody else. You know what I mean?
But that needs to benefit the team as well. I'm not just going to let Rager, who has the intangibles of a decent starting NFL receiver, walk for free. They probably talked to him at the beginning of the season, told him you're on the block, but we're going to work with you and try and either one out of two. You prove to us you deserve to be on this roster, or if we need to, we'll try and find you a decent, secondary location where you still got a chance to compete and play. But as well, people keep forgetting, Rager is 23 and entered the NFL hit with death. So what 21, 22-year-old kid is going to learn how to acclimate all that stuff, being a professional player now, and then getting hit with, consistently tragedy. And now that this summer is kind of like been that clear, he's just got to stay away from the social media. But he looked good last week. The only issue I had was, and this is on Minshew. Minshew got to get that ball off quick on that screen.
Most definitely.
So Rager can make it. But Rager did good last week. This one, like JC's saying, he's at least trying to make an attempt to get these low balls that were thrown to him. But once again, that's all Minshew. So Rager is showing like that sense of urgency is going on in the back of the head. Like, oh shit, my time is coming to an end. I need to show my value.
JT, what was you about to say?
I was going to say, people forget too, he lost his grandmother. Like, people talk about Vladimir and his buddy from high school last year, but his grandmother raised him. And so, he had a lot of depth and came back in camp to shape. And he's had a tough go. He got drafted and got booed right away and kind of dragged on by everybody from the day you're drafted. That's such a weird thing to happen when it's supposed to be the best day of your life, and all of a sudden everybody's like, who's this bum? And why didn't, people are making jokes and memes. And then he comes into camp. He starts out having a good camp in the COVID weird 2020 camp. And then he gets hurt trying to trace down a a Wentz interception, and he hurts himself, and then he gets the ball thrown like in his. He comes out, he catches the ball against Washington, and I think it's game 2 against the Rams. He catches a couple balls, and then Wentz leads him right into a defender, and he tears his ligament in his hand, and then he goes through a bad offseason last year. I mean, it really is a small sample size that everybody's written the kid off for him, but
I'm saying.
I also am kind of been through this thing where defending him, so I'm kind of over it.
Yes. Man, listen. When we're watching. I think we were watching the draft at your house, right?
Yeah.
Jay, watching the draft at his house, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, Justin Jefferson was right there, and he's like, no, he's gonna be great, Tim. He's gonna be, and I'm like, Justin, nah, man, nah, and he's one. He's a fan. He's a supporter of Jalen Reagor, and I'm not saying it like this. Yes, he's had a tough go, and money doesn't make everything. Just because his status and where he's at doesn't make everything. But man, just stay off Twitter and focus on your craft. We'll be supportive with you if you just show us your guts and your glory, and you have that tough nose. Put your head down and just and take everything in. You know what I mean? But I will say I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a little soft spot. for Jalen Reagor. I'm not a mean person.
But let me ask you a question though. So what would be worse? Giving up on Reagor too early and trade him, or see him succeed somewhere else? Like and flourish somewhere else when that was your guy because you didn't have enough patience.
JC, my only question would be, because I think that's a good point. Big challenge is sometimes when people are in their own head is can he have success here? Because week 2 at the Link when he's playing against the Vikings, if he's on the roster, and I think he will be, and God forbid he goes across the middle and he's wide open and he drops a ball and then Jefferson catches 2 touchdowns on us, that Link is going to boo horribly. And it's going to be one play that he drops, maybe. Devontae Smith could drop a ball. Brown could drop a ball. They're not going to have 75,000 people booing this guy and yelling at him. So can he handle that is going to be the key. Because as long as he gets off to a good start this year and we're winning games and the fans will lessen off a little bit, but they're always going to go back on him really hard. And he's going to have to be able to handle that. Nelson Aguilar did a good job in 17, but we also were winning. We were winning every game, and he was playing well. But, that's my question, is can he handle that? Because mentally, that's tough.
But remember when Nelson Aguilar was in the same exact spot mentally, that he took a break from football? I mean, to me, it seems like it's not these guys' fault that the Philadelphia Eagles just aren't good and picking wide receivers or at the right spot. These kids are young. They are young. Yes, I understand he's not no Devontae Smith, all right? But Devontae Smith went to Alabama, SEC, one of the hardest conferences to go to. Reagor went to Missouri, I think.
No,
right?
Reagor was TCU.
Oh, yeah.
Big 12.
Yeah, TCU, the Big 12. The Big 12.
He was recruited by all the big schools. He was a 5-star. He was one of the top receivers, but he wanted to stay close to his grandma in Dallas. So.
Yeah, and he was one of the top prospects in the state of Texas. I think it was him, Kennedy Brooks, and then who else? And he placed 3rd out of the whole state in the awards. So,
well, football in Texas is like a religion.
But I'm with you on that. I mean, I don't see the risk. If fans would just kind of relax on it, because it's like, hey, he's here. He's already got a guaranteed contract. Unless we trade him, we're paying him. If we cut him, you're paying
3.5. He's 3.5 this year.
The money is the money, and it's like he doesn't have to be the number 1, the number 2, or even the number 3 guy, really. And so, I mean, punt returning, if he's going to be on the team in punt return, you'd like to see. I mean, he was a little shaky in that playoff game, obviously. That was not good. But other than that, he was pretty good all throughout the year. He was better than I think people give him credit. He didn't really muff any punts or anything until the playoff game, right?
Yeah, the playoff game. But he did have a good return against the Packers, right?
Well,
that's what I'm saying. We've seen flashes. We've seen, flashes. It's if he could be consistent enough. And him not being the number 1, the number 2 guy, even possibly the number 3 guy. But you never know. Quez might have a hand issue one day. You never know. You just don't get rid of wide receivers just because we're mad at him or, but he's shown flashes. And if he's in the right situation this year, I think, but I have to say, this to me will be his last year. If he does not show an improvement, in this year to me, that's what I'm saying.
So you said AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez, Pascal, Rager.
I said Rager number 4.
Oh.
Yeah, he said Rager, Pascal.
Because I think the way Howie is in the Philadelphia Eagle front offices, they're going to try to give Rager every opportunity, especially him being such a high draft pick. You know what I mean? Like they want to see exactly what they have in them. And if you're a number 5 wide receiver, man, you're really not going to have a lot of opportunity unless you're playing some special teams. Yeah, but it's just one of those things where I understand. And the special teams is, especially last night, we saw my guy Turpin, New Jersey Generals. You know what I mean? Run it back twice. You know what I mean? But hey, look, does Rager have that capability? Maybe once in a while, but we need to see exactly what he had, especially being such a high pick. Pascal is going to be there. All right, like he's going to be there regardless. All right, he was on a 1-year deal. Look, we'll be okay. But I really feel like we need to give Rager as much opportunity he can to at least try to see. JC, we're talking about practice, my guy. Hey, that's where it starts. It starts at practice. You know what I mean? It starts at practice. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, rumor is Brady out there doing the Masked Singer right now, so he ain't worried about practice.
7 rings later. 7 rings later. Hey, he can do that. He what? 7 rings? Bump it. Hey, just show up week 1, Brady. We'll be all right. You know what I mean? So,
well, I mean, it's Tom Brady, so I'm pretty sure Tom Brady can do whatever he wants to do.
Hey, Carl did the Masked Singer too during the season. So
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I remember that. I thought he did it in the offseason.
Jordan, was it the offseason?
Yeah, it was the offseason.
Yeah,
he didn't do it in the season. Yeah, he didn't do that in all. Yeah.
Hey, they be.
He know better than that. You can't do that. You can't do that and come to Philadelphia. No, you can't do that. We don't do that. We don't play that. I mean, this is my thing about the wide receiver position. This is like, are you going to be able to keep 6 and then keep 3 running backs? My take on that is running backs, they get injured because they bang up the bodies the most. Even if it's not even if it's a running play, they have to pass block. There's bang plays every time for the running back. So I just see you might have to go 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, 4, maybe 3 tight ends. And at the tight end position, who's making the squad?
What tight ends you keeping though? Because
that's what I'm saying.
Goddard, you got Rodgers, you got Calcaterra, you got Stoll, and then
I think Stoll's a lock. I think he's going to make it because he's
okay.
They like him a lot. Let me just say that we could debate it about what we would do, but they like Stoll a lot. He can block, and I think they think he's better in the receiving game. So I think he's almost a lock to make the team. And then I think the question there is, what do you do with Jackson on the pup? Showed a lot of flashes upside, but got hurt.
Yeah, but he's shown
Calcaterra.
he's translated kind of decent to the tight end spot. It's he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah. So then the question: do you leave him on the pup, and then Togiai and Calcaterra?
I like Togiai. I like
him too.
Oh man, hey, Carr Smith is cracking me up, man. He must be a Cowboy fan. Like, I mean, he got to be a Cowboy fan. You gotta support your players, man, regardless if you like them or not. They're on the freaking team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I never understand. Like, you have to support your players. Like, why would you want your own players on your own team to fail? To me, that makes no sense. I don't speak emotionally. I speak, thinking with my head. You know what I mean? It's easy to say, get rid of him. Even J-Jaw, right? I had so much confidence in J-Jaw that I did a bet with Tony Shield, right? And lost, by the way. A touchdown. You had 17 games. You had 17 games to get 1 touchdown. He came and fell on the touchdown. Like, goddamn, come on, man. And I lost, so I had to pay up my debt. That's when I was like, get rid of him. You know what I mean? Because I've seen enough. You know what I mean? Now, this year, I'm going in with the same exact mentality. This is Rager's year. I think that he's going to have at least 3 touchdowns. And I would have that at least 3 touchdowns. And I would, if he's on the team, and I'll take that for anybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say he had 3 last year. He scored.
So if he had, I say at least minimum. Now, without AJ Brown being on the team last year, he still had 3, and he got hurt man, at the Lions game. But I'm telling you right now, he's going to have a good. What would consider a good season for Rager in order for y'all to say, you know what? All right, man, I've seen enough. Like, is it touchdown? Like, is it
the
yards?
options we have? With the options we already have at wide receiver, if Rager can just break 300 yards receiving, that should be fine. Just because he's going to be on the bottom of the depth. So with 300 yards receiving, and I'll give me at least 4 touchdowns.
So because that is enough for a first round pick for y'all.
300 yards.
Oh, so think about it. AJ's not coming off the field. Devontae's not coming off the field. Goddard is taking touchdowns, so he's not coming off the field. So he's sharing receptions. He's sharing receptions between Quez, Pascal, Stoll, Calcaterra, maybe Togai, maybe, and then like, bro, you literally that's 5 other dudes in front of you.
So y'all saying Devin Allen ain't making
and
the
then
team?
Let's not even look at it. Kenny G, Boston Scott, Miles Sanders. All of them can catch the ball. So if you can at least get 300 yards receiving out of that influx of everybody who can still receive the ball as far as receptions and at least do 4 touchdowns, that's showing production while you're taking those limited reps.
And I would like to see Rager line up in a backfield like they did in that Detroit Lions game last year. This, minus the injury, he got hurt. I like to see.
He got hurt.
Yeah. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Minus him getting hurt. I would like to see that. That's just me, man. I don't know. It's Rager is probably the sore subject when it comes to it's because people get irritated, people get mad. You're like, I got my cousin Carl going off. You even got Pat fans in here talking something. So, you know what I mean? It's just one of those guys, man. You know, we go through that. We went through a terrible phase where we didn't have too many good wide receivers, and then we had Alshon, Torrey Smith, and we were like, okay, we can work with this, and it worked, right? Then Nelson stepped up. Nelson stepped up like like a Robin. He stepped up like he was, they had 2 Batmans and he was a Robin. You know what I'm saying? He stepped up. But I don't see that in Jay Rager. I just don't see that in him. I don't see the mentality that he has. To me, from outside looking in, he seems like the type of guy. He's like, I'm gonna do my best, and that's it. It's not like he's motivated. I don't see the motivation from him. I just don't. Not how Nelson Aguilar was. Nelson Aguilar, he'll go home, get right on the jugs machine with his neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of stuff that I was like, okay, well, I see it. Well, Rager, I don't see it.
But if Rager posts a video of him on the jugs machine, everybody's going to rip him. So, I mean, this guy can't do it.
He can't win. He can't win. Can't win.
Right.
Can't get right. Can't get right. But Jesse, what did you like from today's preseason game?
Well, I like Minshew. I mean, he was doing his thing. I think that Minshew is on display. I have to start and then rip it off real quick. You know what I mean?
Good. So you're going completely opposite.
You're going completely opposite.
He's building sour taste in your mouth.
You tear me down.
Nah, I mean, Minshew looked good. I mean, I love the long drives. The first drive was 7 minutes and 33 seconds. The second drive was 10 minutes and 55 seconds, regardless if it was the backups or not, because to them, they were equal. The Browns and the Eagles on that field, besides Minshew, I think because, he's better than their backup quarterback. But that team, to me, they both was going against backups. So, and to be able to put, 3 drives like that and to take time off the clock, Boston Scott looked good. Gainwell looked good. Deion Kane Like, yo, I mean, yo, I went live. I'm like, you better keep Deion King. Whatever you do, keep Deion King. But who will you get rid of? Greg Ward? Bye. Like, I'm sorry. I know Greg Ward was signed to a 1-year contract, but like this dude been hurt all training camp. I ain't hear nothing out of training camp with him. Like nothing at all. He just been hurt or not exist. You know what I mean? So Greg Ward, I would get rid of. You gotta keep Deion King. As far as our second team defense, Vincent Jr. Like, man, I don't think he's gonna make the team. Like the defense wasn't getting the pressure. I didn't like that. Like they made Dobbs look like an all-pro quarterback. I mean, I saw Davis and Dean on the field. Like, but I didn't hear a peep from them. Like it wasn't like last week when Davis was being like quadruple team and Dean was making his thing. Like I didn't like the second team defense, especially when Dean and Davis was in there, and I didn't get to see no production out of them. So,
JT,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, JT.
I'm with you. I think they were playing a really bland scheme, and they were doing a lot. The Brown scheme is a lot of play action, a lot of misdirection, and we didn't play that great. I mean, it didn't look great. I thought Dean was fine. He didn't do anything great, but he seemed to track the plays pretty well. I thought Taylor looked pretty rough, honestly. I thought he had a bad game. He didn't tackle. He was slow to make reads. I mean, I think he pushed Sachere out of the way to allow Dobbs to go like 30 more yards down the field. So, I mean, he literally tackled his own guy out of the play. So when Dobbs went on that really long run, he played bad. I thought the corners were fine, but they're playing in that like really basic off coverage thing. It's tough to really judge them. But yeah, they didn't tackle well. They weren't very physical. The one thing I did think about is that our second string defensive or edge players, whatever you want to call it, with the Sams, are really, I guess you'd call it BG at this point and DB. So, I mean, we're really playing our third string edge guys against, when we're in our second team defense. We don't have those guys out there. So, Tui Peloto looked fine. Milton Williams looked fine. Davis looked fine, but they didn't do a lot. Like I said, a lot of it was misdirection stuff, and they didn't run up the gut very much. So, no, it wasn't very impressive, but I hope we could chalk a lot of it up to just playing a really basic scheme.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach.
I think it was just a mixture of both, man. You've practiced against these guys all week, so y'all are familiar with each other already. You've seen a couple of these schemes, so you kind of know how to attack it. But I think there's like a gentleman's agreement as far as between teams, because if you look at it, this game is going to benefit Cleveland because Pittsburgh runs a 3-4. Baltimore runs a 3-4, and who else is in that division? But they're going to see those. Yeah, Cincinnati kind of runs like I would say a 4-man front.
Yeah,
but you're getting that exposure now of something you're going to see consistently in your division because majority of these teams, especially in the AFC, are running that 3-4 defense. So you can try some things out against that defense to kind of see what works. And then go back to the whiteboard and kind of make, small adjustments or something like that. Same thing with Philly, attacking the edges, which a lot of those plays are kind of what Miles Sanders does, hitting outside. So I think it was just to give these newer guys some reps. Like I said, Jordan Davis, when he was out there, he was getting double team, but he was penetrating as far as, getting in the backfield. But I don't think he's going to be an immediate sack monster like everybody think he is. As long as he does his role and opens a couple of gaps for these linebackers, he should be fine. But yeah, with them playing a bland vanilla defense, like Davion Taylor, he was on his guy even though the dude caught it, but they weren't really showing blitzes and that type of deal. So
JC takes notes from Coach. Please ignore.
Hey, it's easy to talk behind some messages. Hey, why don't you come on here and give me your take?
Don't get Carl in here. Don't get
Carl in
Don't
here.
get Carl in here.
Shout out to my cousin Carl, man.
It's all good, man.
He supports the Swoop Boys every show he's on. So,
I see him on my stream too. So I'm just
crazy. Yeah. So he likes just to talk. You know what I'm saying?
He just don't like JJ or Rager. He just don't like
anybody that
can't Smith or Brown.
Yeah, anybody that's had a tough 2 or 3 years, you're on Carl's bad list. You know what I'm saying? The 5 people that stood out to me, and we can disagree to agree here. On the defense side, Tart stand out to me. He stood out. He was laying the hammer. He was everywhere. I understand the reason why he was in there with the rookies, which is kind of silly because it's like, do we know you're going to be on the squad? Do we know? He's like what, 7-year veteran? You know what I mean? So we don't we don't know. Blankenship, he held his own for the most part. Trying to think who else. Cam Jurgens, he did his thing. He every week he's on my list. Kane, Allen, and then I'm gonna give the player of the game to Reed Sinnett. Thank you for not throwing the ball like a Cam Newton. That was a nice play between you and Devin Allen. So those are probably the 5 guys that I was like, okay, all right. They had my eye. What about you guys? Go with JC. Talk to me.
I mean, I gotta go with Kane. I mean, he's my number 1 because every big throw down the field. You don't want me. No, I don't want you. I'm sorry. No, but definitely Kane. Kane to me, he stood out big time. So, I like the fact that all his catches were some hard catches. It wasn't nothing easy going his way.
Yo, he was fighting. He was fighting for the ball.
Contested.
Huh?
They were all contested.
Yeah. Even the 2 that he missed was he had 7 targets and caught 5 of them. So this dude was a pretty, a legit. So I like him. I definitely the running back combination, with Scott and Gainwell. I think we already know what we have in the running back position. But my question is, are we going to keep Kenny Brooks on the practice squad? Because this dude...
I'm at this point to cut him.
Why are they going to cut him?
Yeah, you're a mean dad, yo. You're a mean dad.
Nah, son, we're not going to play football no more. Let's try soccer. Let's give that one a shot now.
You a mean dad, man.
So, all right. About Huntley then. What you doing with Huntley?
So to get the backstory on that, me and Marcus were so gun-ho on Kennedy Brooks. We were so gun-ho. I made a prediction that he was going to make this team. Marcus is like, yep. Did some research and did, put out the measurements, put everything out there. And now we're like disappointed dads, the both of us are.
Yeah,
so
I live in Oklahoma. I live in
Oklahoma,
Oklahoma, so I've watched them a lot. So I'm like, yeah, this kid got it. And yeah, he didn't.
I thought he looked fine. I mean, our third string offensive line is not very good. And I think that because Stoutland and we're so used to talking about our offensive line being so great, but we take a lot of flyers on guys. So when you get down to that third string, these are a lot of guys that have talent and some upside, but they're a lot of small school guys or, these guys aren't ready to play yet. So it's really hard to run behind and to throw behind that third string offensive line. Our second string is amazing. Third string, it's a little iffy. So I don't know. But you guys just said he doesn't have a lot of burst. I mean, he's not fast. No. But I think he's got that nice
He's game speed. He doesn't have that 40 time, but he has that game speed.
I like his just decisiveness. He kind of hits holes, and he's got the one-cut style. I always thought he was a poor man's DeMarco Murray a little bit.
Well, that was his
Joe
running
looked
back
decent.
coach.
Joe,
Was it?
man, Joe
Yeah.
didn't.
It's Murray. It is. I didn't
DeMarco
know
Murray is the running back coach out here at OU.
I thought he was
I
in
didn't even know
Arizona.
that.
No,
I thought he was in Tucson. No, he's in Tucson.
Nah.
No?
It would make sense.
Let me make sure, but I think it's DeMarco Murray is the running back coach.
Oh, so he must have moved on because he was in Tucson.
He didn't look that bad to me,
The
though.
kid out of Texas kind of looking nice too. Who's the kid out of Texas? The running back. Yo, what's JT? What is it? That kid's name? Number 46. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, DeMarco Murray is the running back coach at OU.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense,
So he
I
did
guess.
move on.
Who's the running back from Texas?
Yeah, who's the running back from Texas? Number 46, right?
The one that we picked up, the last guy, like we just picked him up.
The something Tory or something like that.
Tory, yeah.
He had a good couple. He looked decent. He looked decent.
Nah, I'm still pissed at Kashieri because whenever you get a free hit on a quarterback,
you gotta take advantage of that.
You're supposed to lay the wood. You don't miss that one, bro.
He'll be grabbing
complete blindside hit, and you.
He dove for some reason. I don't know what he was doing. He left his.
I don't know what he was doing on that one, and he was missing tackles as well.
Stationary. Dobbs didn't even feel it. That was the thing.
I think he's a lock. I don't want to say he's a lock to make the team, but I think he's got a good chance to make the team, though.
I think he's a lock because of what he provides. He has a little bit of experience now, and
they lined him up in the slot. They lined him up on the outside. They played him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he plays safety. He's pretty versatile. He's a good special teams player. You guys are mean. You guys are tough.
That running back was just signed. Should definitely be on RPA. Oh, okay, practice squad. I can't think of his name right now. I thought
that was PlayStation.
Yeah, just.
You over here playing? You playing too much Madden? Playing too much Madden?
I haven't even really got into
house, man. I was cooking dinner.
Oh. Bob said, "What if Hurts goes out in the first round or playoffs? Draft QB or
it depends on how it goes, you know. Like there's a lot of different ways the season could go where a quarterback can play really well. You could end up in a game in the playoffs against Tampa Bay or Green Bay or something where it's a shootout and we lose the game, but Hurts played really well. So I don't think it'll ever be that clear cut where you can say he has to win a playoff game or he has to do this or that. I think it's going to be more of a holistic evaluation on it.
Yeah, look at Dak, man. Been in the league 6 years and been out the first round one time. Like, I mean, I just think, I just think that we just need it to relax on Hurts, man. I mean, he has everything this year around him, just like Tua, right? I mean, this is their year to either shine or fall flat on their face because there's no more excuses. I mean, even the coaching, Nick Sirianni, he gave up his play calling from last year. All that, everything is lined up for Hurts to succeed, but let's just see. Yes, I know the training camp and practice, and we've been seeing some good throws and stuff like that. But to me, like he came in to training camp, his body looked different. The way he talks is different. He's more confident this year, unlike last year where we didn't know. Well, we knew, but the media was like, "Oh, is he going to be a starter? He's going to be a starter." But this year, he knows for a fact, off season, like he went off season practicing with the wide receivers, working on his technique, working with Tom Brady, working with his like all this thing right here has set Hurts up for success. We will see if he's able to take advantage of it or not.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can support that. I feel like Jalen needs to silence the doubters and just ball out. That's all we need from him. I think with JT, what you just explained about the whole playoff situation, yeah, it just depends on the situation like that. But I still say you stick with Hurts. We got 2 first rounds next year. I think we got 2 the second round picks the following year. You just build talent around him. You know what I mean? we have a couple older guys on this team. You know, we got with Jason. Jason's about to get replaced by Jernigan's, and then Lane's not getting young either. You know, Lane's up there as well. So you're gonna look at the right tackle position. So it's all about building and putting the right pieces around Jalen Hurts.
You know who I thought played well today that I just think deserves a little credit because he's not a bum like people act like he is. Dillard. I thought Dillard played well again.
Dillard did play well.
Yeah.
Dillard did play well.
So he's never going to be, Mulato's a freak, and the first round draft stuff is the same thing we talk about a little bit with Rager. It's like it follows you, but I think people wrote off Dillard way too soon. I think he's a good player.
It was the whole crying thing at practice that killed him. The crying in practice that killed him, man. Like
Sharif Miller said he was going to bring the boys from North Philly now.
Hey, I'll be crying too for the boys from North Philly, man. Yo, definitely want to say one thing, man. I lost my cousin. I didn't lose I lost somebody that's really important to me this morning, man. Shout out to my cousin Don. He was gun violence, man. Needs to stop in North Philly. Wow. Tired of it, man. I'm super tired of it. Man. Yeah, so now I gotta go. Yeah, man. So now I gotta go back to Philly. Man, it's been tough, man. It's been tough. The past 2 years has been tough for my family in Philly. So, yeah, we gotta stop that gun violence, man. But man, we on this jump for about like an hour 30. I appreciate y'all jumping on. Y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about or say before I let y'all get up out of here? Jay over here making food and stuff, so I'm letting him go and get his dinner. But I'm
burning down the house.
But next week, I definitely want to get you on the show if you have some time.
Yeah, just let me know.
Yeah, for sure. I got you. Y'all got anything else to say before we scoot up out of here?
Good over here, man.
Good. Marcus, what's up? Guys. I appreciate y'all jumping on, man.
We literally got one more week and we start the season.
I'm excited. It's crazy. I'm excited. Yo, JC, are you going to the game opener? Vikings-Eagles.
No, unfortunately I'm not. But I'm going to the following game because I am in Maryland. So I got to go see my best friend Carson Wentz on week 3. I'm about to go pay Carson Wentz a visit, week 3, at Washington. So I'll be there. Week 3.
Yo, everybody is going to that game.
What's
up? I feel bad.
Breaking news. Breaking news. What's up?
On Twitter, the Eagles and Browns have had trade talks regarding Kareem Hunt per source. Hunt is open to a trade to Philly and would be interested in signing a long-term extension to stay in the city of brotherly love per Armando Salguero. And he has an asterisk next to his name. Or the check mark next to his name.
Oh, man. It's so
I think Howie would do it. Do you think Howie would do it?
Do y'all want him to do it?
It just depends. What are we giving up? What are we giving up?
Would you? All right. So, question to all three of you: would you give up Jalen Reagor? Because it looks like they might need some wide receiver help. The Browns. Because you're gonna have to extend. Because you're gonna have to extend Hunt. And then this year he's getting paid $3 million.
And then Miles this is his last contract. Hunt should be 27.
27, yeah.
And then the question is, can he come to Philly and stay out of trouble? Because that's the reason why he went to Cleveland.
He hasn't really been in trouble again, has he?
No, because there's nothing to do in Cleveland. He just go to work and go home.
Facts. Shout out to Cleveland, though.
Hopefully, there's no girls in Philly he's gonna try to kick.
Hey, just stay away from the strip clubs. Stay away from the strip clubs.
No, I mean, I don't know about second chances with guys. I mean, if he hasn't been in any other trouble, I don't think I'd really worry about that at this point. But
a third and a fourth.
It's just 27-year-old running back. Do you want to pay an extension to him? It doesn't really feel like it's our MO, to do that.
Yeah. Bro, if we swap Miles for Kareem Hunt, Because you can't keep Hunt, give him the extension, and then you still got Miles on the roster.
No,
you gotta get rid of Miles.
You gotta get rid of Miles.
And Miles,
would you do that straight up?
Miles for what?
Kareem? I'll do that straight up.
I don't see
why. This is hard for me, man. I'm a big Miles
Browns
fan.
would do that though.
Me too.
But with Gainwell and Scott, Kareem gives us that physicality we need.
True.
He'll be our Jordan Howard.
Miles, but they've got a lot of running backs in Cleveland, and that's why he's expendable there.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Miles wouldn't play or they wouldn't use him, but
they would be in no rush to bring him on the field because they got Dearness Johnson.
Yeah.
I'm a big Miles fan.
What's his face?
Kelly Jr. Like they got that running back too.
Oh, that they just drafted. Yeah,
they like him too.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
Third for Hunt, I'm not giving that up. I'm not giving up any picks. I'll give up a 6th or a 7th or a 5th.
I'll give Rager and next.
A running back position. See, this is the thing though. The running back position and the value of it is expendable. You can get a running back anywhere. You know what I mean? Like you can get a running back anywhere. It's just if they fit the scheme, what would you do?
Too.
Yeah.
Right.
We got Gainwell in the 4th round, or 5th round.
5th round, I believe it was 5th round. And the reason why he dropped down is because he didn't play the Kobe year.
Yeah, he didn't play the previous year. But I mean, overall, look, I love our running back situation. I love our wide receiver situation. Regardless, I think this team is just in a perfect situation, and we still have a little bit of money left. So, like, why are we going to try to bring Hunt or that safety that everybody been dying to add? Bates, I mean, this guy's gonna cost money, man. Like they're gonna
like 13 mil, bro.
Like if Jalen Hurts have a good season, guess what? You got to pay him next year. Like, man, we trying to get everybody here, but where's the money gonna come from?
But remember, the cap does increase next year.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't know. I think we're set.
That's a tough one, man. That's just a tough one.
He ain't even Jesse Bates hasn't even been to camp, has he?
Nah, he holding out.
Yeah, he holding out.
Damn.
He's not getting fined until the season starts, right? Or is he getting fined right now?
I think he's getting fined right now. You'll get fined if you don't go to practice.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, and that's coming off.
It's not his franchise. Wait, is he franchise tag or? See, that's why, because he can't get fined until he's on his franchise tag.
I think when the season starts, though, you can.
Yeah, once the season starts. But if he ain't on his franchise tag yet, I don't think he's getting fined. But I mean, we'll see.
And then what things put into worse, like it's Derwin. Is it Derwin from the
Derwin James?
Derwin James. He got that big contract, man. He got that big contract. That kind of put a little bit of put the sting on that. How much? Yeah. So
here's one for you guys. What would you guys do with T.J. Edwards and Kaiser White's contracts? Would you, if they start playing well early in the season, would you extend them?
I'm extending Kaiser White. I want to extend him now. I want White now.
Because he's only on a 1-year deal, and I think Edwards
Kaiser's on a
contract is coming up.
Does he have dummy years though? I heard that he had dummy years.
Who, Kaiser White's contract?
I heard there's like a dummy year thing on it.
Well, they might have just pushed some of the signing bonus back a few years with a few.
And they can add on to it and then put it back, and it'll be a dummy year type of thing, like they do with Jason Kelce every year. Jason Kelce, he signed dummy years. He has like a $45 million contract, but he's only going to get like 13 or 12. You know what I'm saying? So the dummy years they put on that.
Right.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on. I'm gonna let you guys go because enjoy your nice Sunday. We'll be paying attention to the Giants, the stinky Giants.
Yep.
Man.
Man. Y'all got any last words before y'all get up out of here?
Nah, man. No, I can't wait to see the joint practice, man, against Miami. That's going to be a pretty good one. If Miami got a legit defense, yeah, we about to see. if Hurts could throw for 6 touchdowns again. You know what I mean? And we're about to see how, the news coming out of joint practice this upcoming week. But, hey, I'm excited, man. Eagles got cut 5. They got to get to 5 by Tuesday at 4 p.m. So who those 5 are, I don't know. I just got to sit back and watch.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Marcus, you good?
All right, both.
I'm good. I'm seeing some things over here, so I'm gonna keep quiet until. But
yeah,
2 big things that just popped up now.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna get off this joint so we can talk. We out. Shout out to everybody on the comments. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all know.
Shout out to Carl Smith, my biggest supporter.
Shout out to Cousin, man. Y'all know what it is. The Swoop Boys are taking off. We out, man. I appreciate both you guys jumping on. And we out.
Eagles, fly. Boy, you know how we do this. Smitty up the field, Booby on the wheel. Jalen and AJ think how we put a steel fight. Eagles, fight. Oh, you know we gon' do that. BG, big player, Bonte, Bradbury, pick 6 in the bag. Boy, sweaty on the line, flash that with him. Boy, the Kobe gon' get him, Constant hit him. Boy, and my dog big as my lot of switching names up. Should be Philly, got it sold up, bro. Why balls?